This is Zach.
You forgot my name already.
I was gonna say Zach Wharton.
You have to.
But we have Scott Wharton not showing up today. That's who that is.
I do like that.
But yeah.
Giving the chair airtime.
Yeah. We'll give it a lot of airtime. So I'll hit that button a lot of times.
Just forgetting.
Yeah. Well, I hit the wrong one a lot. That's how I do. All right. Do I sound good? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can never hear myself. It's weird. All right. Well, we are live. I'm ChadO with ATX Comedy Review. We got Zach over here. No Scott Wharton today.
And no 40s.
He just let us know.
A giant Budweiser.
Yeah. Good old Bud.
Fucking bullshit.
I know you like Bud Light, but...
I had one last night, and I was like, these are even worse than I remember.
It tastes a little bit more like dick now.
Yeah. There's a little creamy, semen-y taste to it that I really enjoy. Yeah, I was like sitting there, I was like, I can't drink this at all.
You got the Budweiser bandana on today, too?
I'm dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah.
Everything worked out pretty well.
It's good, man.
Except for our guest showing
Except for
up.
our guest. Just got there. Oh, well. Man, this week, did you get to do let's see.
I think you had to do fuck all, bro.
Sunday. Are you even a comic anymore? What
No, I'm just, I quit. I told you, I quit after I found out I'm not the funniest person in Austin.
But East Austin already told you that.
Yeah.
It still went on for a long time.
They posted something this week. They're like, we'll pay for Barkers, please. We need someone. And I was like, not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad that you're not reaching out to your old solid employee who was always there on time.
So, yeah. Why? What was there a reason besides the not funny that they fired you? Like,
I'm sure racism. I'm sure I was very racist on my...
Okay. Well, that might... Yeah. So...
They saw something I posted on Instagram and were like, this guy, Jesus Christ.
Well, all right, I guess it's not funny when you do it like that, huh?
I guess not. I guess I've learned my lesson, but also I haven't.
But funniest person in Austin, I saw Ridge passed.
Ridge got by.
But his wasn't as tough as yours, I don't think, right?
Ridge was having a good month, though. He got called back to Secret Show. He got funniest person. He moved on, so that's good for him. I mean, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, so
he writes a lot.
He got to Kill Tony, got Secret Show, and then moved on. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good week for him. Not so much for us, but we did have Monday we Killed Tony was nothing like special to mention, right?
Right. It was just your best friend was the host.
Oh yeah, Ty Riviera. It would have been awesome if I would have went on. I would like to see him walk out on Tony. I can't be around this guy and he just walked out.
I fucking hate him. I'm out.
That would have been awesome. I would love to.
I think that would have given you a lot of street cred with Tony.
Yeah.
I think Tony would be like, this guy must be fucking the shit then.
Yeah.
He walked a guest?
And I thought I was the most hated person. No.
Yeah.
I am, motherfucker.
Did you hear a lot of people showed up at his house when Pee Wee Herman died?
At Tony's house?
Yeah.
No.
They thought it was him. I don't know if that's like a fake Instagram thing, but I've seen it multiple times now, so I'm kind of like, is it?
How do you know where Tony lives? How do people know where Tony lives? I've been trying to find it for a while.
I think you just follow the gay pride parade until you get to his front door.
That's where it is.
Yeah, they're like, oh, all right. He's like, what a coincidence.
Is it the front door or the back door?
He only lets you in one.
The back door.
Thank you, Chad.
All right. Well, so yeah, that was interesting. That one of my mortal enemies was the
host or the
guest host, whatever it was. But yeah, once again, didn't happen.
I also could imagine him being really mean to everyone.
He can be a bitch.
Yeah. Like I could see everyone doing their set, and even if they did good, he'd be like, "Well, I don't think I like that one," and you're like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah. Well, whatever. He's a shitty guest. He's been on there a few times. It can't be good for ratings.
No.
No.
Who do we think they got this week?
Man, I'm gonna stop guessing because he had some good people in the mothership this last week, and he picked Ty out of all of them. So I don't know.
Does anyone have a special coming out? Mark Norman just had his. Maybe he's not in town.
Yeah. No, I don't. Let's see. Who was? There was somebody else that was filming a mothership special this week.
Matt McCusker filmed this. Who filmed it? Yeah, he's the other guy on Your Mom's House. Fuck, what's his name?
Yeah.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
So Your Mom's House filmed a new special there.
Yeah. I wonder if he gets to release it or if it's just going to release on, because his like podcast is run by them.
Ah.
So It's like, I think I'm thinking of the right guy. I might be wrong.
Well,
but they run like 6 podcasts.
You think they got like a contract on them? Like, we own all your shit?
I don't know.
That'd be
well, for him, it might be better to release it on that, because all his YouTube stuff basically gets released on that channel.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, do you want to release it and get the bump of the extra like million people just to follow your mom's house? Or do you want to try to release it on your own and see what you get?
Yeah. Well, I did release on my own. I got 270 views, so fuck that.
Hell yeah.
No, that was an interesting special I put out there. I put it out to see what people would think. Nobody said anything bad. I don't know if anybody actually watched it.
Well, it's good to have too, just in case, like
the documentary. In case I die,
in case your kids have something. Yeah. Like, this is what he thought about paper.
Yeah, exactly. No.
But like, you never know. Like, you release something that someone catches, and then they go back and watch all your shit. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. Just to show that I've been doing this, what I've been doing, how I've been doing it. But yeah, but I might do a challenge mic special too.
Challenge mic one, yeah. I've seen you filming with the big stuff there.
Yeah, so I have all the challenge mics that I've filmed anyways. Yeah.
You're gonna have to cut around things you've gotten like 6 times. I've gotten Taj Mahal 4 times.
How do you get? I haven't got Taj Mahal, but I got MJ.
That's because I keep getting it. So you're not gonna get it.
I got MJ and Michael Jordan 2 different times. I did Michael Jordan on Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan, but then I switched up the Michael Jordan one. But I didn't. I don't think I used the same stuff twice. The same. I don't know. Who knows?
Material or
I'll find out.
Well, it's not even material. It's just like thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
I have the same thoughts in my head 2 times.
Trying to have a punchline is always an interesting one too. We lost our live view.
We're fucked. Go to Scott. Go Scott. Cut to Scott.
Scott, where you at? You're on our live view.
What do you think?
Maybe I'll try refreshing it. It's probably. I mean, it's still recording, obviously.
Yeah,
it's there. All right. Anyways.
So that was Monday. Sunday was not. Did anyone get on?
No, not that I'm aware of. Not that I know.
I think this Sunday was the one that like pastrami sandwich got on. I'm really sick of these stupid names getting.
Well,
on.
I think that's how you have to do it. Is like have a name that stands out where people don't really know what it is.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, and then you just put out.
Well, that might be the like door guy spots that they get to say some. Like Keith might be like, "Yo, this motherfucker's named pastrami sandwich. Let's put him on and see what the fuck he does.
See what he's got."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be the way to do it because if they see your same name all the time, it's not popping up. Switch it up. Do one left shoe.
Shark Boy, Lava Kid.
Oh yeah, they might just do it just to meet Robert Rodriguez at that point.
Yeah.
You want to try one of these muffins?
I'll try one. What's in them?
Nothing. we celebrated our daughter's birthday a little early, so this was her birthday.
I saw that
stuff today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Haley. She's gonna be 23 on the 11th.
Ooh.
But they're going to Vegas. They're leaving on Wednesday.
They're doing what concert are they seeing?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry?
Yeah.
She's got a residency there, right?
Yeah. So she's not going to have any heart into it. She's just going to be the same emotions over and over. I saw David Copperfield there, and it was like that. He didn't give a fuck at all. He was just...
I mean, he's also been doing it 80 years. Like, what the fuck does he care?
Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't. He doesn't care at all. It's 3 shows a day, 6 days a week. Why do that much? Why put yourself through that?
Right.
Like,
you're living in the penthouse of whatever Luxor or something.
Well, I think his is MGM, so
MGM.
probably a nicer spot.
Yeah.
It's not doesn't come to a point at the top or anything. Yeah.
You've got all the money you could ever want. Yeah. What the fuck are you still doing 3 shows a night for?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah. And then it was just when I saw it, I swear he had no like enthusiasm about it at all. It was just like he puts his hand out, the microphone gets slammed in his hand. He's like, "Okay, this is blah blah blah. Here's it back," and just like it was so bad. But it was good magic. I really liked it, the stuff he did, but it was just like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Well, you would think, too, you need like a certain level of focus, because I assume he does somewhat dangerous.
No.
No? All of it's pretty
pretty
standard?
Yeah. I mean, like, he did some really cool stuff with like an alien puppet.
Okay.
Yeah. There was an alien puppet. There's a whole UFO.
There's alien puppetry going on.
Yeah. There was some good puppetry happening. But it was, overall... It just wasn't like a magic show. It was just like a theater.
Well, I wonder, is he like, all right, in 2025, I'm going to release this new trick that's going to blow everyone the fuck away? Or is it just like, I'm going to do this until I die?
I think. Well, there was new stuff. There was new stuff, but there was also old stuff that
Right.
he did too. And I think he's just gonna do it till he dies. He's probably gonna die on stage. It seems
It's like a good magician
yeah,
should.
he seems like hitting his hip. Like you can tell, like, he was like sore. Like after his appearance, he's like tell like this is like wearing him
It's
out.
getting
So that was the one I saw. He did like hundreds of thousands of more since then. I mean, you can't imagine how sore he is.
I wonder how much money you need to live your lifestyle like
Well,
that for.
What kind of lifestyle are you living when you're working 6 days a week?
Right.
You know, all night.
Right.
You can't have a lifestyle. You have to have like dark times, I'm sure. But Penn and Teller do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and when they're not on the stage, they're off doing other shows and shit. It's why?
It's weird. Yeah. What's the? Well, and I was talking to.
I mean, compared to somebody who took 2 weeks off comedy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kellen about it, like when Pete Davidson was on set. Every week, the second he wasn't needed, he's gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to watch a concert in Ohio. I'm going to." That's like, is that the frenetic energy you need to be successful? You have to be doing something somewhere all the time,
Right.
even if it's not your job. You're just like, "Oh, I'm backstage at whatever. I'm at,"
Yeah.
and it's just like, is that what it takes?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know how it is. You have to be seen. Places,
Right.
You know, you have to, or you're not doing anything.
Right.
So if you're just sitting at home, they assume you're a fucking
You're
loser.
dead.
Yeah. So yeah, it's you have
Because
to
that's
be out.
always my thing. Is like I don't have that frenetic energy where I'm like, oh my god, it's the weekend. Let's go see a concert
Yeah,
of someone
yeah.
I don't give a fuck about, just
Yeah.
to be out somewhere.
I like to be at home.
Yeah.
Doing nothing. You know, being a writer. You know, I'm inside all the time. I'm doing my own shit.
Right.
In my own head. You know, that's where I go on vacation at. Is come up with new shit. You know, but I don't. Yeah, it kills me to be somewhere else.
Well, it is funny. Like the flip side, all the like successful like writers, directors, and few actors that are never anywhere. You
Yeah.
never see them anywhere unless they're promoting a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And part of that's on purpose. Part of that is like you take away the spotlight from whatever movie's coming out. The studio gets mad
Oh
at you.
yeah. So like Matthew McConaughey, he's out here, but
Yeah.
I don't ever see him.
No.
or hear about him anywhere. You know?
Yeah, you never hear about him in the news and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess he did. Well, and there we go. That's exactly what we're talking. He could be doing movies all the time, but instead he's like, I enjoy teaching. I'm going to teach some, and I'm going to
What's he
relax. I don't think it's acting. I think it's something completely different.
He teaches physics. At
Yeah. He's like, here's Interstellar. We're watching it for the 18th time. This is what you need to know about
Yeah.
astrophysics.
Like, and then why? So, once again, you have all this money, you have all these fans,
Fam.
and then you choose to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Like that's another like weird thing, you know. Like that's what people do while they're waiting to become famous,
Right.
You know, not.
Not the reverse.
Yeah. Well, even like the rapist.
The rapist.
What's his name? James
Harvey
Franco.
Weinstein? James Franco.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because he was all about teaching like
Teaching.
architecture and some shit, you know, like designing shit. He was building houses. He's doing everything but acting. Now that he's gotten canceled, it'd be easier to be a teacher, right?
Right.
Is he
Well-
not? Like,
I don't know if they want you around college-age girls.
I think that's the whole point. That's all the professors are fucking their
Creepy,
students, students at that point, right?
They're like, you want to be a TA? I got you.
I
Like,
got TNA for you.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of a backwards scenario.
Well, we were thinking too, with all the strikes and stuff going on, what could possibly come of the industry?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, at some point, I think it's really going to come down to the agencies because they're not getting their 10% anymore.
Yeah.
So I think like the worst thing that the writers did was pull in the actors because the agencies, you could have had a little bit longer runway where they're still getting the acting money.
Yeah.
And then like you can negotiate more, but now you've really put up a brick wall where there's fuck you guys, fuck us, fuck you. So are the agents just going to say, fuck it, we're going to go hire non-union guys
Huh, yeah.
and put them in movies?
Do agents get residuals? So they're still getting 10% of that.
They get 10% of the residual, yep.
So yeah,
They get
the
10%
good
of the
ones
total
have
dual.
that coming in, you know, at least.
Yeah, but it's way less than...
Yeah, of course.
Like Tom Hanks' agent's fine. Shit like that. But,
yeah.
you know, at some point, the producers and studios are going to say, you know what, fuck DGA, fuck SAG. We're just going to go grab, there's other good writers that aren't in DGA. There's good actors that aren't in SAG. Let's get them up. Let's start making shit.
What about oh shit, I lost my train of thought there. So like if you like if you're an agency, like you work for CAA,
Yeah.
how much of that money goes to CAA and how much of it goes to the agent?
It's probably like 70-30 split. I'd assume.
So like the agent only gets like 3% now.
I think the other way. I think the
Oh.
agent gets like 70 of the, or
Oh,
so
okay.
7%. Yeah.
Still, damn. Yeah.
But if he's paid $1 million, it's not nothing.
yeah. But
And
still,
you have a few clients.
yeah. If you're so like, let's say you are Tom Hanks' agent, and it's $20 million a film. You're talking $2 million for the agent fee.
Yeah.
There's probably another $2 million for a manager or whatever too.
Right.
There's probably some extras.
Some lawyer.
And then so Tom is probably seeing what 15 out of his.
Probably, well, none taxes, so probably 10.
So he's probably seeing 10, but then like CAA, they're gonna write off all those. They're not gonna pay taxes on any of that stuff.
Right.
They're gonna get the full.
Well, I think they don't have to. I think the taxes come out of the full 20. So then that's,
Oh wow.
yeah. I think. I could be wrong.
Huh.
I'm not an entertainment
Yeah,
lawyer.
I'm just curious. Like it's good to have the agency rather than
Right.
the agent. You know, like it's who gives a fuck about the agent?
Well, and that's the thing too, is like agencies are just getting into YouTube now, are just targeting to take on YouTube clients and stuff like that. Like, I don't even know if Joe Rogan had to give any to his agent or manager for Spotify. That might have all went to his pocket.
Well, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I could see it because he's like that kind of guy, but it's also like,
I'm sure somebody negotiated that contract though.
yeah, but that would just be a lawyer.
Oh.
You would just give a lawyer's fee.
Oh, interesting. They don't
So
take a
it's-
percentage. They take a.
They take a- yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So it is very like, so like we were talking, the options now seem to be, well, and like what a lot of people don't get is a good amount of producers are just in it. It's like a hobby for them. You know, they've got, it's like people who own a baseball team.
Yeah.
It's fun for them. They do their other shit and they get to go watch the games whenever they want and shit like that and say they're an owner.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Cuban, his main career isn't owning the Mavericks. It's just a fun thing he does. So that's a lot of producers are like, oh, you're making this fun thing no longer fun.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep my money in that. And so like studio and producer relationships could be breaking up. Producers could be like retiring from producing and just taking their bag and going and do something else, going to play golf and whatever.
Get in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
Which is actually going down right now. So.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a steady decline.
Why do you think that? Since what?
Well, I think all the big money came in. I thought they were gonna make a lot of money.
Oh.
And then there's not.
So you just they flooded the market,
Yeah.
and now it's.
then they're having trouble recouping their shit. And then all the little guys didn't make any money because.
Well, and also I imagine in COVID, I bet sales were up a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so then when COVID ended and people had to go back to work and couldn't sit around
Smoking
smoking
weed.
all day.
Yeah, I bet that was a big time for them.
Yeah.
So they probably, just like any industry, they plan on doing those fourth quarter predictions.
And they're like, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, all these investors come in and nobody's getting paid.
That'd be funny if like a massive amount of money went to anti-vax stuff just by the cannabis industry. They're like, don't take it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Keep sitting at home smoking.
I don't think there was an anti-vax campaign. I don't think you
No,
could.
you couldn't. It was very
You run an
illegal.
ad.
You
Yeah.
were kicked off of Instagram and Facebook and Spotify.
So crazy. Yeah. Can't even do pro weed ads because they don't run that shit. It's federally illegal.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. But anyways,
You guys got kind of fucked with the same thing that like Marlboro and stuff.
yeah.
It's like, no smoking and it's evil.
They can still do print ads, which nobody
Yeah.
reads. But yeah.
So the optimistic, I think the pessimistic thing is to say that the writers and actors will get what they want, because I think that only gives us 3 more years, and then it's gonna fall apart anyway.
Oh.
And then I think the much cooler thing to do would be have agencies decide, you know what, we're going outside of the unions. We'll find studios and money outside of the unions to make shit, and Austin would be a perfect place.
Well, yeah, that makes sense to not do unions anymore. I mean, that was the kind of idea last time. They would go to like Louisiana, get all these non-union people to do all these gigs, and then it worked out. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why they went back to the studios and the unions. I think eventually it'll all be like YouTube and all that shit, TikTok. But
Well, that's why I said the problem with the writers on this round is they don't want to take the extra responsibility of becoming a producer. Like every major actor is a producer in the movie they're in, whereas like writers were like,
What does a producer actually do?
It depends. We have one producer that's very on the ground. He basically is like, I'd say almost like a coach. He makes sure any problems between agencies are good. So like wardrobe has a problem with the director, he'll go fix it.
So he's the middle guy pretty much.
Yeah, he's like one step punching bag, one step. Because like someone will find out that costumes making this much, but set dressing's only making this much. And then they get in a fight. And they're like, we need more money for set dressing. You're wasting it all in costumes. It's like, yeah, but we we have more costume, or the costumes are more. So it's like really dumb, shitty things. Because you can't get the director involved. Because everyone has to kind of look at the director as like, just like this guy on a hill who's putting it all together. But so really they can come yell at the producer. Yeah. You know, you can't have the director like talking to an actor and then having the costume person be like, we're not getting enough money. We need more money to make it look good.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, okay, God.
And then the executive producer has all the money and just sits back, right?
Right. Like we have like a money guy who just sends someone and they're like babysit them and make sure they don't throw away our money. And
so that'd be the executive producer on that set, whoever the someone is?
It depends. It depends title wise. I think the guy on the ground also got EP credits. So it's all catfighting bullshit.
Wow.
like we wouldn't sleep. We would sleep like 2 hours a day. And like we would just be in like a Chinese restaurant, like almost crying, be like, I'm so tired of everyone yelling at us. Wow. We're like, that's the job. Like, all right.
So what was your title when you were doing that?
Nothing.
Just actor?
Just guy, yeah.
Just guy number one?
I would like driver, actor, whatever. You know, like I would drive them around. They'd be like, fuck, we need to do this. Fuck, oh no. These guys are about to walk off set because they're pissed off about how cold it is. And we're like, all right, let's go talk to them.
Wow. So being on a movie set like where you were at, the title really doesn't mean anything, really. It's
not for me because it's not my job.
Yeah.
Like the guys above me, like my friends, it's their job. So like, I think Will was like top 10 under 30 guys in the film industry because he had 15 producer credits. Wow. And a couple writing credits, I think. So it's like, okay.
So he could take the shit from anybody. He proved it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
Well, and like even with the strike going on now, he was on local news.
Oh wow.
They called him and were like, "Hey, tell us how this is affecting everything." And he's like, "Well, we brought you guys in like $3 million of tax revenue last year. Plus, like we use local businesses, so we're paying millions to local businesses for food and electricity, all this weird shit. And then you guys now that's all gone. So the city just lost like $2 million in tax revenue, probably like $6 million in just like us buying local.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not good for you guys. So you guys should like kind of, and it's weird for him because he has to be on they're also in the middle ground. They can't take the studio side, even though that's their boss, and they can't take their writer's side because their boss will get mad, you know. Huh. And if they say fuck you to the writers, they lose all the relationships they made. So it's a very hairy industry.
That's interesting. Yeah, I was at the very front of it. Like, I didn't get to go behind the scenes so much.
Right.
I'm just waiting for the call, and just don't call.
Right.
It's just like done. It just disappears. So I don't know what kind of stuff is happening, on the set or what's going on behind, studio closed doors or whatnot.
Well, like even like on a personal level, I'll be like, who do you think's right? He won't tell me. It's always a political. He's like, well, they both have there's a good case for what. Yeah, the writers deserve this. And it's like,
right.
You're not really answering the question. Like, and I get you can't. It's a.
Well, the problem is that it's the new likenesses and the AI stuff that's happening, right?
I think that's just. This is just my personal. I think that's a nail in a coffin that's been closed for a long time. So film and TV have lost so many eyeballs to like video games have gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Twitch streaming has gotten bigger. YouTube has gotten bigger. Podcasts have gotten bigger. So when the pie originally was just movie, TV show, and there was nothing else like radio, and now it's 80%. All these internet things, and now they have a really small piece of the pie that they're fighting over. instead of figuring out how to expand and take advantage of these. Like one of the things I pushed for them to do is like you have all these guys with podcasts that have 5 million viewers a week. So why not make a movie like a road trip where there's 3 guys and they're in a car and they go and something bad happens here and that it's Theo Von, and then something bad happens here and it's Mark Norman, and then they run into the trouble here and it's Tom Segura and stuff like that. Because even the Machine movie still made 20 million. Now it only broke even.
Right.
But that was that was 2 Bears, 1 Cave and Burtcast. So it was one guy out there pushing it. But if you're a huge fan of Theo Von, if you're a huge fan of Mark Norman or Joe List or whoever, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee, if you get all those guys in it and they're bringing the same amount of people that Burt brought in, now it's a $100 million movie.
Huh. Interesting.
So I was like, why are you guys not tapping into this? They keep tapping into the old model of like, well, he was on Nickelodeon, so let's...
Right. Well, do you think that maybe that they think that podcast viewers don't translate into movie viewers?
Yeah, but I would argue that
the
Machine kind of proved it.
Yeah.
Like, some people would call it a failure because it only broke even. But I was like, he showed you that one podcast can bring in 20 million worth of people.
Right, and I don't even listen to the podcast, but
Yeah.
you told me about it to other people,
Right.
were like, hey, this, let's go see this movie, and then I was like, oh, I didn't even know about the movie coming out, but I'm a Burt Kreischer fan. I wanted to see him, so it was interesting to just be a movie fan and go
Right.
to it because I didn't look at it as a podcast viewer or.
Well, and you wouldn't have like the problem too is you wouldn't have to do. Part of the issue is you usually spend double on marketing.
Yeah.
So if it costs $20 million to make, you spend $20 million on marketing.
Right.
See, between 10 and 20. Whereas you don't have to spend that money. If you got Bobby Lee and all these guys talking about it for a month leading up to the release, you really only have to spend $1 million on marketing or something very small.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And all of them would just take a chunk. They'd say, I get 5%, I get 5%, I get 5%. And then that's how we pay for it.
If we could make a movie about prescriptions and get that Pfizer money to
Yeah.
that'd be covered. Dude. That's where it's at.
We do a movie. The Vax actually was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was actually... And we just go all 3 shots. And we're like, oh, this one makes me feel light and airy.
Just all positive.
Yeah.
But have like a $200 million budget.
Well, they used to do that.
Yeah.
Like Marlboro used to be in movies. There was a Marlboro guy that would be
there
like...
was a Marlboro Man movie.
Yeah.
That was the movie called... It was the Marlboro Man.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw Barbie come out and make $700 million. So
Yeah.
that was a shitty toy company.
Do you think Mattel actually put the money in for it? Or do you think...
If I had to guess, they probably nowadays, I think Mattel paid. I think Mattel probably put in a good amount of money.
Huh. That's interesting. Because, I mean, obviously they have it.
Right.
But, I just wonder if Marvel, Warner Brothers went to them.
Right.
And said, hey, we're going to do a Barbie movie, or we're looking at these movies like G.I. Joe, Barbie, whatever. They had a G.I. Joe movie.
I think so. Yeah, they had 2. And then Battleship. That was
Battleship.
fucking
That would be a
horrible.
cheap license. That was like $50 for the license.
Right.
It's like Stephen King. You can license or option one of his books for like $1 if you make if you make a movie. Yeah, like any of his like less popular.
Because he just doesn't care.
Yeah. He'll just put it out there. You can option it for $1 if you make.
Well, he
a
has
movie.
so many fucking books too that he's like, if you could figure it out, it's good advertising for me.
Yeah, exactly. And then like,
I wonder how much it costs though to put like, say you did it. Like, and you optioned it for $1, which obviously would be a lot more. But like, does it cost more then to put Stephen King's on top of the title?
I think he has to approve of the movie at that point, because I think some of them he didn't say.
Right.
Yeah, I think
he's like, no.
He pulled his name off of a few of them.
Well, there was one he directed because he hated how it was done so bad, so he remade it.
Was it like the Dark Tower or some shit? Or
No. Although Dark Tower wasn't good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matthew. Local. Local actor Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, he was in the Dark Tower? Mm-hmm. I never seen I don't even know what it's about.
It was him and Idris Elba.
Isn't there like a lot of there's like a lot of stories that intertwine into that book or something?
I think so. I don't know. It was so fucking.
It's his realm, I think.
Well, they had
it's like the View Askew, the universe.
They had a TV show like 2 years ago. It ran for 2 seasons, and it was just a ton of his books, like different pieces falling into like our universe.
Okay.
So you saw like Shawshank Prison, and you saw.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like It the Clown. I think was very small, but like there was all this different shit going on.
That's interesting.
So like, if you were a very avid fan of Stephen King, you'd be like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas me, who's seen a few of the movies, was like, that's something. Oh, that's familiar. So.
Well, there's a lot of just walking around and talking.
Yeah. Well, Bangor, Maine, right? Is that where he bases a lot of them?
Maine, I know Maine. I don't know Maine.
Yeah. Well, wherever.
Yeah.
So like, it's in that town, and it's spooky shit's happening.
Yeah. People actually live there, though, right?
No, there's like houses that are like, this is a Stephen King house, and that's a Stephen King house, and that's it. Wow. Because he'll be like, that's the house I did Cujo off of. That's the house I did Animal whatever. Cemetery. Pet Cemetery.
Animal Planet. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, man. What we're talking about some good shit today.
We are. We're talking about legalese for unions. But yeah, if it all falls apart, that's very good for us because I'm out at SAG, and
we get some more
they
viewers.
have to. Well, it just falls apart, and they need to figure out what to do.
Well, yeah, I think that was kind of the problem the first time was everybody thought it was going to fall apart. They're like, no, we pull this together, and then now here we are.
Yeah, but that was 2008, so you still didn't have the Twitch wasn't even around then.
Right.
There is so much pressure on all this shit.
Well, what do you think it's going to be like in 10 years?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm like.
Shit, right?
Warner Brothers and Marvel might barely make movies in 10 years, just because the money is just not there.
Yeah.
Like we're right now considering like $700 million.
So do you think if how HBO has the Max app and all this shit, do you think those will eventually be like streaming apps for like users? Do you think they'll like there'll be home?
They'll have to do something.
Yeah.
Because they're not making the money they need to. They're fucking themselves.
So I wonder if that would be a way to do it. Twitch or YouTube or whatever, but now that like HBO owns the
right.
Or what,
Well, I mean, think of like how many times the DC universe has been rebooted. It's because they're desperate and they know that's like the last selling point. And now it's like, well, all right, we'll see what we can do with this one. And now no one can be working on it.
Huh.
So they canceled all their good shows. HBO got rid of all their good shows, either ended or they canceled.
Yeah. So
they're gonna have to hire like 100 writers just to start new shows in a year because they got nothing.
Yeah. Well, I know Jim Stone's got picked up. There was a new HBO show with God, what's his name? The dope smoking.
Jesus, dude.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson got a new show.
Well,
wait, the Plumbers?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
It's only one. It's a miniseries.
It's over.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I always saw a couple of episodes of it.
Yeah, it was fine. It was whatever.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're going to be doing more stuff like that, or like if you get like a DC filter on like the DC streaming app, and now everybody's a superhero, and then they're talking like Batman. I don't know. Like,
that's something.
Like if we were both superheroes right now.
If we were both sitting here in superhero costumes.
Well, it just automatically put it on us,
Oh yeah.
You pretty much got the Hulk Hogan thing going right now.
Yeah. It could be the Justice League starts a podcast. It's like, the Joker again. He got us, that bastard.
This Joker here. Fucking canceled 15 minutes before the show. I was just going to ask him about being on the fucking Dress to Kill, and that's why he canceled on me.
That's why he was like, no.
Yeah.
Where's he do that now? It was at Roscoe's. Was that at Vulcan then? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they put him everywhere.
That is so weird.
That you can get a show anywhere?
Well, that like, you're not just like every Thursday at Roscoe's. It's Dress to Kill.
I don't think anybody's giving anybody a regular show.
That's so. Is that not insane?
Yeah.
Is that just me that thinks that's crazy?
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, get goers used to a regular show where they can see, they know what's going to happen.
Right.
I guess the High Tonight show is probably the only one that.
Right. Well, like High Tonight, the dating show, Daily News, Kill Tony.
Yeah, Kill Tony definitely, but
it's like
there's a few weeklies, but then like Liddy Titty, I guess they have.
Well, even Poke the Bear.
Yeah, he's got a regular show,
and then it's got to be one of their highest, selling shows. They keep putting it on.
Are people coming?
I don't. Maybe it's just we have enough comics that are drinking that it's worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Or maybe they just count Monday as a bunk day. They do the open mic and that, and it's
Tuesdays, right?
Oh fuck, it is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Monday's a pretty bunk day too. 'Cause
Yeah.
we kill Tony.
So then but it's very weird that like a show that does well, they're not like, come back and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think that if you sold tickets, they would try it again.
Right.
Until you don't sell tickets.
Well, you gotta get the people that are gonna be Roscoe's fans. You gotta get the people that are gonna be Sunset Strip fans. You gotta keep them coming back to your thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah. Well, and like even Roscoe's is selling a subscription, so they're like, oh whatever, $30 a month gets you 5
really?
tickets. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That they're doing a subscription base. You know, like in Phoenix, like Stand Up Live, those type of places, they send me emails for free tickets all the time.
Yeah.
Because they just want people in the room,
Right.
And then you're gonna buy 2 drinks and dinner usually or whatever.
Well, it's better than an empty seat.
yeah,
Which is
exactly.
my problem with Cap City and how they're doing Funniest Person is like, just let anyone come in. It's like
They gotta buy 2 drinks. So.
they got So like, all right, sorry, I didn't get my list on correctly in time, and can I just write their names in? No. Okay. So they're just not gonna come. You're just gonna lose out on $40 for what? Because you're fussy.
Yeah. Do you think that might have hindered your winning, not letting the people?
I've heard rumors so many different ways. I've heard that filling out your full guest list fucks you. I've heard not having enough people on the guest list fucks you. I've heard all sorts of shit. Who knows?
I think that you just get fucked.
I think that's just the world.
Yeah.
I mean, going first was a pretty hard fucking.
Well, and plus, it's so hard for people to remember you. So
Yeah.
if you go first.
Well, and it was like funny because like 6 people did a pedophile joke. First off, I'd say mine's the best because it's not about fucking kids, and all theirs were. And second, oh, the first guy had one too.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't that good.
Well, that's the problem with being, the first guy, or trying to have jokes that are in the mainstream, because then other people will have this similar joke, and be like, who did that? Oh, it was that person.
Yeah. It was one of those guys.
Yeah.
Who did the Barbie joke? Oh.
But I did see a lot of audience members making notes.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to they were trying to participate.
No, it's like a well-run thing. It's just their economics are off.
Yeah.
Just have comics get in free and make them buy 2 drinks.
Also, I spilt my drink on my paper, and it got all wet. So I don't know if that's
Do you remember the lady holding up her paper like 10 minutes after? She's
tried-
like, I still didn't get mine in. And
She tried going on stage and handed it in.
yeah, it's
after,
like,
like-
no, why do you think your opinion matters that much?
She was mad at us for being in her way of the stage when we were trying to leave, April and I. So yeah, she was very.
First off, that wasn't how you handed it in. You didn't give it to the guy currently performing. It was like there's a giant counter they have come to, and they're like 10, 9, 8. And she's like, doesn't apply to me. I can take my time.
like whose person was? She was obviously there with one of the comics.
Yeah,
obviously. So they
wouldn't want to admit it. They'd be like, I don't know her.
Yeah, it's Ray's mom. Yeah, that's funny. It's gotta be somebody's mom. But yeah,
my baby. I need to count my baby.
He would have won with these 2 votes.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't matter. Like, I don't even know who won last year. Yeah, I was
Well,
here.
it was the guy. It was the guy who hosted your thing, wasn't it?
No, he said he won in like 19.
Oh, 2019. Okay.
Which then, like, and you're still doing this? Like, shit.
You haven't moved on?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the thing.
So then you're like, all right. Because he's probably featuring for people, like, big names, and they're like, you were fine.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's the thing. We get pigeonholed into that feature spot because, Casey Rocket won it last year.
No, he didn't. He won the other one.
The Cap City, or no, the
Creek
Cave
one. Yeah. Because I thought that too.
So, anyways, he won a funniest person, but he's not doing that again. He's fucking doing other shit. He's expanded. He's grown. He's doing other stuff. So obviously some people do take it and go do other things with it, where some people don't.
Fucking shack off.
Yeah. What is the cash prize for Cap Cities?
I think 3.
Oh wow! And
Yeah.
Creek of the Cave gave 5.
I have no
I
idea.
think it's $5,000 last year.
What?
Yeah.
They don't have that kind of money.
Not now. They gave it to Casey. Yeah. That was before the mothership.
Well, because it was like, so let's see, how many people they let in? 300, so 300 times 25. They said it's like half of all the entrance fees goes to the first place winner.
Wow.
So it was probably more than 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. But so you gotta find out who that's gonna be. It's
Yeah.
still got years going on because it's gonna. We're only in the first round still, right? We're still seeing people in the first round.
Yep.
So the second round, then there's gonna be a third round.
Yeah, the second round starts in like, I want to say a week or two.
So you figure 300 times 25 times that many shows.
Right.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Well, they're making a ton if it's $20 a ticket and they're usually getting 100 people in there.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's all papered seats,
Yes.
you're still making 40 on drinks and stuff. I see people eating. I see people, so.
They pay their employees well.
I guess so. I mean, Justin's there. You could ask him.
Does he get paid well? I have to ask.
I mean, the tips have to be pretty good.
You'd think, but some people, I don't know. When it's like a comedy club, I don't think not everybody tips like they do like a restaurant.
At a restaurant?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I would assume they tip better.
No, I think it's the opposite.
They tip worse.
Yeah, because this one person has all this section,
Yeah.
So they assume that it just.
Well, you do have a bigger section. You do have like 18 tables compared to like 4.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
Well, there's also no complaining allowed, so that's got to make life easier. I wish I worked somewhere where you couldn't complain.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, the bouncer's gonna throw you out now.
I work Uber Eats. You can't complain on that shit. You start complaining, I just cancel your order.
Well, like even the guy videotaping, I was like, he's got to be making something, and plus, if 10 people bought his tape, it's $250 he made because that was $25.
Oh wait, you have to buy the tape too?
Yeah.
What?
That was kind of gay.
Huh. Maybe I should get in there and start filming.
Yeah, you should be like, hey, I could do it better than this fucking guy.
I can mic up the audience is apparently a problem because.
Like Owen even asked him, he's like, yo, can you pump up the audience noise a little because you're like it's the mic that he puts in.
Yeah.
So like he's very clear, but you can't hear the audience as well then. And Owen was like, can you just pump it a little? And the guy just never got back to him.
Yeah, because he doesn't have it. He doesn't have that other track.
He doesn't have.
Yeah. It's all from the.
It's all what's hitting the mic.
Which is dumb.
Right.
Yeah. Especially on a tape like that, you gotta have the audience mic.
Right.
I want to hear people whispering in the back.
This guy's a real fag. Yeah. God damn it.
Turn that part up.
Yeah, pump it.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Well, Owen was like, yeah, one of my buddies got a tape like that from his local club in Worcester, and the guy was able to pump up the audience. I was like, so he probably had 2 mics.
Yeah, he probably had. I mean,
he might. That guy might have a couple mics
it looked
around.
like it was set up that the audience was mic'd, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he just never got back. I was like, dude, for 20. Also, just be like, yeah, for like $10 more, I'll pump it up. I'd be like, all right, fuck it. For very good tape then.
Yeah.
Because right now it's an okay tape.
Just go on there and put laughs in there.
Just laugh track it up.
Yeah. you can find some good laughter out there. It's just like Owen sitting there, like laughing it up. Don't lie.
Yeah, I'll have Owen, Kellen, you, everyone stand around the mic. I'll be like, all right, big laugh here, big laugh, guys. Who you need is Nick V.
Oh,
Nick V has a retarded laugh. Dude, Mark Norman's new special sounds like Nick V's in the front row.
Really?
You randomly just hear, ah! I'm like, Jesus, dude.
That's funny.
Also, not that great of a special.
Mark Norman's?
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah. Did he talk? No, it was your other guy you recommended who talked about having kids. There's so many comics talking about kids right now.
It's always like, I had a kid, there's 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, that's annoying. But then he did some better stuff. That Matt, what's his name?
Matt McCuskers was pretty good.
Well, he's a kid. Yeah, he talked about having kids so much.
Yeah.
A lot, but
it was funny. You could tell when it was like a Shane bit. I was like, oh, Shane gave him that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because his like mannerisms change, and so he like performs it like Shane would perform it.
Huh.
There was one bit that was like very obviously like Matt had like the premise and stuff, and then Shane came in and wrote the rest.
Oh,
and I was like, oh.
So that's the guy from Matt and Shane's secret podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know who he was. I just watched it because you said it was hilarious, and I was like, yeah.
I'm just advertising, bro. Can't take. I also said I thought Haunted Mansion Turtles was good, and that was not 100% true.
Haunted Mansion and Ninja Turtles, 2 separate movies. Okay. I was like, there's a Haunted Mansion Turtles? That's
the crossover we need. It's so they did like a Ninja Turtles Batman, and I was like, I feel like no one understands what Batman or the Ninja Turtles are, and they were just like, let's put them together. That's money, right? It's like, no.
Have Batman fight Shredder?
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Oh, really?
But like, depending on which Ninja Turtles you're watching, Shredder either is super strong or a bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well. Even its super strong Shredder is going to get the shit kicked out of him by Batman, so.
The '90s movie Shredder was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a badass. But
like a lot of the comic book Shredders are, Yeah. And the TV show Shredder, he loses every episode. Like that's how the episodes keep going from the cartoon.
Yeah, and you have to fight Shredder every one of them, huh? Like Batman at least has other villains.
Yeah. No, it's like basically like Krang and Shredder, and then the Toads show up.
Casey Jones was always a fun.
Yeah.
I liked him because he was like a vigilante, just hit people with a hockey stick.
Well, that's kind of the problem is I don't know how you put a Casey Jones into this iteration of Ninja Turtles that they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like, I hate it because people are like, oh my God, finally someone who understands the Ninja Turtles. I was like, you mean someone who just made up their own thing and put Ninja Turtles characters in it? Like, I get I'm making fun of a kid's movie, but also, I've seen really good kids movies.
Yeah.
So like the premise is basically a villain is stealing very specific science equipment, and for some reason that makes the high school decide to shut down prom. Okay. Like we can't have prom because what if that's very specific scientific equipment's at prom? It's It's not. He's stealing from one company and one company alone, and they're like, I don't know. So they shut down prom. So like, April O'Neil wants to catch the villain so that prom can go on. And she thinks if she does that, everyone in the high school will love her. And then the Turtles are like, oh, if we help you catch the villain, then we could come to your high school because we'll be heroes of New York. And you're like, yeah. So it's like a very this very weird, thin narrative.
Huh.
And so, like, how do you add in Casey Rocket? Because he's got to be like
Rocket.
Casey Jones. He's got to be a high school kid now doing all this shit, and it's like, that's a little weird.
Oh yeah,
you're now putting him in danger.
He's just a school shooter at this point.
It's like what?
Yeah, that'd be funny. Like instead of a hockey stick, he just gets the AR-15 from his dad.
Well, it's fun in the new comic books. Casey's dad is like there's another bad one. Is Casey's dad is like the leader of a gang, but then Casey's mom died, so he like stepped aside and just became a fat fucking alcoholic, and would beat Casey all the time. So Casey went around like beating up bad guys to get rid of his angst, and then like randomly for some reason the dad was like, I'm gonna go back to taking over my gang, and in like a week got jacked and ripped. He's like, all right, I'm not drinking anymore, I'm yoked, and he like took over his gang again. I was like, come on guys, like you could have just spread this out a little and made him like actually have a story for his comeback.
Show him doing the testosterone therapy.
They actually do show him doing steroids. Yeah. Well, and then he's like, see, Casey, I'm a fucking winner now. I'm back to being the leader of the Purple Dragons. And he's like, yeah, this isn't what I want. I just wanted a dad, and now you're just killing people for fun. And he's like, all right. Sorry, Casey. Like, okay.
Well, that's interesting Ninja Turtle talk.
Yeah. So anyone going to see the movie? It was fun. It's a fun little thing, but it's not.
Oppenheimer was better.
Yes, Oppenheimer was better. Haunted Mansion was spooky.
You didn't see the Barbie movie?
I have not seen Barbie yet.
You have no opinion on it?
No, I mean, I'm sure I have an opinion on it. It's probably going to suck.
The Oppenheimer, though, and the Haunted Mansion. First off, Haunted Mansion was spooky. Was it really?
It wasn't scary.
Was it like the ride?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like goofy, stupid shit.
Yeah, that chick in the ball, the crystal ball chick.
Yeah.
She was always at the beginning of the Haunted Mansion ride. I thought it was kind of cool, because it looks exactly the same as it does in the movie.
Yeah, they bring it in well. What would be interesting is to take like a kid from like Kenya or something who's like never been to Disney and be like, you watch it, because a lot of it is like they hit you like every like 7 minutes with like a piece of the ride, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, okay cool, or oh there it is, and I was like, was that part of what I enjoyed about it, or was it actually like a decent movie?
Yeah, that's the thing, because the original ride was it was a movie first, and then they did the ride of the movie, and then now it's a movie of the ride. Right. It's like it's reversed.
Well, and like they have like callbacks to the Muppet version, the Muppets Haunted Mansion and shit like that. So you're like, oh okay, oh I kind of remember this. So I don't know how much of it's nostalgia and how much of it's
yeah. And are they gonna be updating the ride?
Probably.
Oops, it's open.
Getting shit everywhere. Yeah. Probably. I mean, they've done it. They did it for Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Which I didn't like.
I really like the guy trying to get the dog over with the keys. Come on, it should have been the movie.
Well, it's like Jack did it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, in the first movie, remember all the guys are doing it, and Jack's like, "You guys will never pull it off." And then the cannon blows up the wall, and they all escape. And then he's like, "Hey, here, Pooch, here, Pooch."
Oh, okay.
Like immediately does what he made fun of him for.
That's funny. I missed. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
But I didn't like that they put Jack Sparrow in the in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and in the LA one they put the squid face guy. Davy Jones.
Interesting. But he's all squid faced.
Yeah, it's just like a video of him, like the initial drop. So like you're going, and there's a waterfall, and it's a video of him. So it's like distracting you from the drop. Okay. So it's more of a surprise.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
I do like the way that Disney does their rides, but Universal rides, man, there's some really good fucking just like technological like achievements that they do like the Transformers ride. It's fucking amazing because you're like in a car, but it's like you're spinning around.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like Indiana Jones.
The Harry Potter ride was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And then like even like the Mummy, you switch tracks and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So I like the way that Universal really does their rides.
Pushes it.
Yeah. It's very new.
Well, and it's more like adrenaline-y, I guess would be the because I'd say like what ones are kind of adrenaline are Indiana Jones and the dinosaur one.
Oh yeah.
And that's about it for
the Indiana Jones
Disney
one. So what's the dinosaur one?
It's very similar to Indiana Jones. So there was like that dinosaurs movie forever ago, and then they have a dinosaur part of the park at Animal Kingdom.
That's crazy. So like Jurassic Park is a big thing about Universal.
Yeah.
But
but it's like scarier than the dinosaur ride at Disney. So Disney did like when they did Animal Kingdom in 2003 or whatever, they released there was like an animated dinosaur movie that came out. So it's like kind of a play on that. I think the like story of the ride. No. I think it's just called Dinosaurs.
Okay.
And there's like a T-Rex with horns, a red T-Rex with horns. You might remember that. That would be the only thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But the whole like ride is like a scientist is like, we're gonna sneak you on the time machine, and then so get in, and like you have to get all these things before the meteors hit.
I do remember that. Okay.
And so you're like shaking, and then like a T-Rex chases you and shit like that.
Yeah, but you're like in the time machine the whole time.
Yeah, you're in like it's like Indiana Jones where you're on a Jeep that's like shaking and whatnot as it goes.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Universal Jurassic Park. Is like it's a physical like you're
moving.
There's things happening around.
Right.
You know, it's that's fun. But yeah.
Well, and like even what was the other one? Avatar's new ride at Disney. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's like my problem is I'm afraid of heights. And I got put on the second floor. So like what it is, you're on like one of these like bikes, and there's a giant screen. So you don't move. You're just on a bike. And that's supposed to be the whatever winged thing. And so you sit there and the bike goes like down and up, and like you have the glasses on, and you're supposed to stay looking at the screen, and like water hits you and shit like that.
It was like a 4D ride.
Yeah. Well, and then 5D because your bike changes and stuff, so it's not just water and air and shit. But I was on the second story, so I kept looking off the screen and seeing that there was like a 2-3 story drop. I was like, this sucks. I fucking hate this. And it tricks you into it's like VR. Like when I played Batman on VR and I'm looking over the ledge, I was like, I don't like this at all. I'm taking it off. I'm done. I'm out. I don't need it this real.
Yeah. So VR heights fuck with you too, huh?
Yeah.
You haven't tried like the walking the plank one or anything?
No.
Yeah. Those are pretty intense. Apparently, I haven't done it either, but yeah.
Just death simulators.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're all gonna fucking kill you. Walk the plank. And you're like, ah.
That's the same with the war. Shooting guns. You're not really getting shot, but you think you.
Yeah.
You're in a more real situation than if you.
I think I'm a little more desensitized to that too, because it's not too much different than like Call of Duty on a big screen. Whereas like when you look over and you have that feeling of like, holy fucking shit. Yeah. Like it's so good at tricking your brain with heights that I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, but it can't do that with guns. Huh?
No, not as well. It still does, but it's not. I mean, having headphones on, making it loud helps and shit like that, and it's directional. Yeah. So you feel like you're more surrounded.
Yeah. I I don't like the heights. I don't deal with it. But just the VR alone makes me nauseous and sick. So,
Yeah. My buddy did like you get paid like $300 to go test shit.
Oh, really?
This was 2008. So he was doing VR stuff and just filled a bucket with puke.
Oh, wow.
Because they kept being like, well, to get paid, you have to keep going back in.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. They're like, you have to do like at least an hour, and like every 10 minutes,
We own you.
he'd throw up.
God damn.
Well, because they're like taking your like blood pressure and shit like that and trying to figure out what it is about you that makes it so you get so sick when someone else doesn't.
Well, I would like to know that just for my personal,
Right.
Yeah.
I think they decided it's something to do with how your eyes are set up.
Huh.
So it's like a purely genetic thing. I
But-
think, can you take like Dramamine and play?
I've tried taking. It just makes me tired because like I'll go like if I go deep sea fishing, like I'll get sick on the boat. Like I can't do it. I'll be miserable. Like I'll be like physically sick. Like days later. Like I'm sick. And so like taking Dramamine and stuff like that doesn't really help me. It just makes me want to go to sleep. You know?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little catch-22.
Yeah.
Because like my mom, even on like the teacup ride, had to take Dramamine.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with
And I'm
you?
just drowsy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then she was just angry at us all day. She's like, I'm tired. It's hot out. Fuck you, kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. But I heard there's like bracelets you could put on or stuff, but I don't know.
All sorts of weird fucking...
Pinch your earlobe.
I've heard pinch your... What is it? Look at the horizon. Yeah. I feel like that one makes me sicker.
That'd be worse, yeah.
I was like, this doesn't help.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you get car sick?
Sometimes, like when I like fly a plane, like if being like in the front and stuff, it's not a big deal. But like being in like in the seat behind, it's more like floaty.
Yeah.
I get it would.
That's
worse.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at flying though. Well, we're both tall, so you're cramped in a seat that's not made for you. You get a fatty next to you, then you're really cramped in your seat.
Yeah.
Like, I start sweating immediately.
Oh yeah, I need the air. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, the second I get off, I'm like, I need to find a shower. That's like when you hear stories of comics being like, I went from the airport to the club. I was like, there's not a shot in hell.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I have to go shower. I have to then I can go, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't like feeling gross.
Yeah.
Did are you so this flight you flew out recently, right?
Yeah.
But now
to
you're
New York.
driving.
I'm driving in Minnesota Thursday, but then I have to fly back to New York. So I'm driving to Minnesota, coming back for like 2 days, flying back.
Oh, so you're going back and forth?
Yeah.
And then
I was considering doing the just drive to Minnesota, drive to Connecticut, drive back down to Austin. But the New York to Austin's like a 26-hour drive. So that's 2 hotel rooms plus like the car for extra. It just didn't make sense. And I'm off work all those days, so I'm going to come back and work 2 days.
Okay.
So, and then hopefully talk to bangers and get another job because I got to get my hair cut.
You gotta get a New York haircut?
Well, I'm going from mullet bachelor party to being a godfather. So I got to go church ready.
So after the bachelor party, you're gonna be wedding ready?
Yeah. It's going to be it's going to be rough. It's going to be an intense week.
Interesting.
2 weeks.
Is she growing her hair out for the wedding?
Yeah. I mean, she's been trying to grow her hair out. She's very excited because I'll finally have shorter hair than her again. Because when we shaved them both bald, mine started growing right away.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, she still has patches.
Oh, really? It's like
You can't tell because
it's like a Jessica doll.
Yeah. Angela's doll from Rugrats.
See, I can remember that name, but I can't
Everything
remember
else,
Woody
yeah.
Harrelson, nothing, yeah.
Another Austin guy.
Yeah.
See, that's what I think we need to do. I think we need like 5 big name actors to turn their back on SAG and say, you know what, fuck you guys.
I'll just make my own.
I'll go down to Austin with Wes Anderson. We'll make our own stuff. Tom Segura, Joe Rogan and Tom could fund Tom's new movie that he wants to do.
Can you imagine if Rogan puts money into Tom's movie, it doesn't make money? Like what kind of relationship they'll have?
Tom has enough to... They could go 50-50 on it.
But Rogan doesn't give money to anybody. Have you noticed this?
He doesn't fund shit?
Well, Doug Stanhope's like, hey, I'm looking to buy a town in Bixby. It's only $20,000. He's like, nah. No, I don't think so. But
well, also, would you fund Doug Stanhope? He's a lunatic.
He wouldn't have the man show.
He burnt his house on fire.
He wouldn't have the man show or Fear Factor if it wasn't for Doug.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It was why Fear Factor?
Because he got the man show.
So you think there was a direct
yeah
1 to 2?
Yeah, you can't. It's he hosted a reality show. Yeah, you're. He had
I
that
got you.
experience to have Fear Factor. I think Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, funding a movie, I think, is a little different than
Funding a town.
yeah.
Buying a town.
And you could trust Tom somewhat.
Yeah.
And you got, like I said, technically Bert's was a success. So if they use more my model of getting more podcasts in,
Yeah.
and I think if he put in, let's say 10 million, Tom put in 10 million, then some producer or studio will be like, I got another 20 for you guys.
It's that distribution is where the problem is.
Yeah. Well, how are you distribute it?
Yeah. That's where the money is. That's where the secrets are.
Right.
But if you know somebody at Netflix, which I'm sure Rogan's done Netflix specials.
Yeah.
I'm sure he
Tom
knows somebody.
just released one.
So maybe it would work, but I heard Jim Gaffigan saying that Netflix doesn't pay enough, so
Right.
he did Amazon Prime.
No, I think, well, the problem too is fucking Louis is such a stingy asshole about sharing his numbers. So if 4th of July made 10 million, all right, then we're just going to release it on our websites.
Yeah.
And then we'll do whatever from that.
Yeah. Well, that'd be the way. Yeah. I don't think Rogan has a website
Right.
anymore. He used to have, where they used to stream.
But then he sold it all to Netflix and shit.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see, like, if there will be independent, like, Louis' channel,
Yeah.
or if it's gonna all go like Netflix and YouTube.
Well, even just, you're just going to drop it on YouTube and hope to get,
Well, yeah.
how many million views do you need?
That's what they're hoping. Yeah.
Right.
That's what a lot of these people are hoping. But then you gotta wait for YouTube to pay you.
Right.
You gotta hope they pay you. You gotta hope that those views are accurate.
Well, that's the problem. Maybe that's too is part of the thing that has to change is like Hulu and Netflix have to not be so stingy on their numbers.
Yeah.
And be like, this is how much you actually made us. Like, this is how much. So.
But subscription based, so like, let's say there's 20 million people that subscribe, and they get 40 million views. Everybody watch it twice.
Right.
Are they gonna get the full $10 a month from that person? Yeah. Like, how does it break down?
Well, you'd have to break it down from total views. So 40 million's a fifth of what
all the views are on the whole thing.
So then you'd get a fifth of the subscriber money. Probably a little less, but
interesting. That'd be because I don't know, like, if you could, let's say it turns out to, I don't know, like HBO. Let's say they got Game of Thrones, all this other shit happening, and then like Barry, like.
Well, that's a good point, though. Game of Thrones was worth it for them.
Right.
That the most expensive show ever. So you're telling me that show that every episode, the final season, every episode was like $5-6 million to make? You can't throw $20 million at a comedy?
Yeah. So that's I'm just curious. How the subscription base, like how much of the percentage of like goes down? It's gonna be like residual breakdowns eventually.
Right.
But
well, you're gonna go to Sotford Mattress and all those things that they advertise, and you're gonna say we're gonna product place you in our movie for X amount of dollars.
Well, that's where you get it from.
Yeah.
But like the SAG and the WGA strike, they're not even talking about subscriptions. Like,
yeah, they are.
Are they?
Oh shit! Is this peanut butter?
No.
Okay.
It's a swirl. The vanilla and chocolate together. Are you allergic to peanuts?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I got peanuts in this house.
Oh, it doesn't. I'm not. I just can't eat them.
It might have been made with peanut oil. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I'll start throwing up at some point.
I just have a reaction. I get a little itchy.
I just throw up, and like I remember in like 11th grade, one of the swim moms made cookies and was like, "Here's a cookie." I was like, "All right," ate it. I was like, "Oh shit, is there peanuts in here?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck, I'm allergic." And she took a EpiPen. I didn't know what that was and fucking got me. I was like, what the fuck?
You don't have permission for
that. Yeah. So then I had to go home and be like, Miss Blankenhorn stabbed me with a needle today. And my parents were like, what?
What was that rush like?
It was fine. It was more weird. Like, yeah, you get like a little bit of the adrenaline, but it was more weird like having my friend's mom just narc me out from the side. Like, what the fuck?
That's funny. I just saved your life. No, did you still throw up?
No.
Yeah,
No,
so
it was fine. It was fine.
You should carry an EpiPen around with you and you eat whatever you want.
And then I don't give a fuck. It's also probably a good idea for everyone to just carry one, just in case someone goes down. I guess that being said, I've never seen someone go down. So.
She was just wanting to really use it.
Yeah, go on.
It's like mace. I've just had it in my purse this whole time.
You could get EpiPens in every color, like girls who have the pink mace. It's the weirdest. I saw someone with a bedazzled mace yesterday, and I was like, "You're going too far."
What if you're carrying it on your purse? You know, you might make it.
The guy's trying to rape you, and look how cute it is. I worked hard on this.
Yeah,
Spritz.
You want the one that's just a bare mace can. Just.
I wanted to be a little intimidating.
Or just goes far, like mace you from 30 yards away.
Yeah. No restriction. But yeah, no. One other thing is like, if you watch, like they're not getting paid for everyone who watches, and they should be.
Yeah.
Is part of their argument. That's what I'm saying. It's like the AI things. Yeah, it's fucked up, but it's not really what. The problem is we don't know how to do streaming and YouTube and all these things.
Right.
That hasn't been solved yet.
Yeah. Well, the AI thing, they're talking about using somebody's likeness forever.
Yeah.
As a background actor, I got paid $180 a day, whatever it was. And they used me in that movie over and over. It's aired everywhere.
Right.
You know, but say they use that same background for another movie, like Iron Man 3.
Right.
And I was in Iron Man 2. They don't have to tell me about that. Now they're talking about, well, that's a thing now. You know?
Right.
So, like, is it really a thing, or has it always not been? Because, like, laugh tracks. They've used my laughter for several shows that I was not a part of.
Well, it's also background actors aren't in SAG for the most part.
Right. And
so if they're acting, they're like, oh, these poor background actors. It's like, you're not fighting for them.
But they are. That's
well, they're
the
claiming.
Yeah.
They're claiming they are to put extra pressure on the studios.
Right, but it's not. It's never been a concern.
Well, because it's never been a problem. They've done it, and it never. And B, it's an extra. Any movie, $1,000. It's like background. We've never had an issue of being like, oh, we've got too many background actors, and we are a small production company.
I've had that problem where I've showed up to set and they had too many of us and they still paid me.
Yeah, they have to.
Just go, yeah. Your day's done.
Yeah. So it's like, I can tell you 100% that is not a worry about spending money. It's such a low level cost that it's like, yeah, we'll pay you $100. Who cares?
Yeah, I would do a late night with Jimmy. Like it's different, like late night shows. Yeah, and there'd be people like, we paid to go on the studio tour to be in here. Like, oh, because they're paying me to sit next to you. Yeah. That's the funniest thing is like somebody paid to be there where I'm actually getting paid.
Right.
But they can leave whenever they want, obviously.
But yeah, so like, it's just a few $100. Who cares? And like, you could shoot around it. Like even in the binge, our biggest one was the end scene. We needed a ton of people. We used a ton of our own people, so we could pay them an extra $100. Like, here you go, good work, thank you. It's like a treat we give to people. We're like,
it really is.
Let's make you some more money.
But it's a nice little treat of somebody who doesn't have money.
Yeah,
Sit up there,
Yeah, it's an easy way to make quick money.
Yeah.
But like. Yeah, you have to have extra PAs on, and it's cheap. It doesn't. Yeah. You buy them food. The food price. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't think we got like if.
Well, it depends how long.
8 hour day, you do.
Yeah, at 8 hours you have to pay them.
Yeah, they gave us a lunch break with there's like a box sandwich lunch or something.
Yeah. It's never anything great.
And if you're late, you get the shittiest. You know, it's like you're not guaranteed lunch.
But it's like compared to these elaborate sets and stuff and wardrobe and all the trailers, trucks, like that shit costs so fucking much. Like you have to have Teamsters in the trucks all day. Like a Teamster's like $2,000. That's probably like our whole background for the day, for the week. Yeah. It could be the whole
Man, being a line producer has to be a crazy, just budgeting that whole thing out like that.
Yeah.
It's got to be a tough.
No, that was like, because we had like a few producers on, they hated doing line production.
Yeah,
They're like, all right, it's your turn to line produce. They'd be like, fuck this.
Can't imagine. Kevin Smith's line producer, Jim Jackman, he was dating a porn star at the time. But anyways, he was the one who was breaking down my script for me, doing all that work. I'm like, we're gonna shoot it for $50,000. This doesn't matter. Like,
right.
To me, I was always used to making like we'll just make the shot. We don't need to, but
Well, you'll have guys who we'll have pre-production line producers that'll estimate how much the whole thing's gonna cost.
yeah.
So it's that's part of it. It's all right, we gotta rent another camera with X lenses, so that's $5,000 a day.
Yeah.
Plus batteries, plus this, plus that. So it's
You gotta really think about all that shit. Yeah.
So then he does every day, then he adds up every day and goes, all right, this is what money we need. And then you're going to need an extra million for incidentals.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think we usually came in under budget though. We were pretty good.
All the movies I have on Amazon cost me under $200, but $200. But you have to list them as $200 to get listed on IMDb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the other thing is there's so many stupid things I'm doing weird shorts with people.
Yeah.
And I was I'm technically in SAG. I don't know if anyone wants to get into SAG, but you guys could figure out there's just paperwork you have to do. And they're yeah, but it costs money. I was yeah, but you just funnel it. So you hand the director this much money. He pays you that money. He's just giving you your money back, and then you're eligible. Now there's a few extra $100 that you guys have to split for the other paperwork fees, but if that's something you want to do, then
yeah, but nobody wants to have money spent on shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
We're all,
but it's
a bunch of broke actors trying to make shit happen.
Yeah, so
I definitely think that's where things get lost. People make good O'Malley just made his little movie.
Yeah.
People make stuff for
right.
no budgets, and then all of a sudden there's this big. You're talking about having the Teamster leader and all this sitting there for $2,000 a day. All this shit, it gets so lost. The art gets lost in the deal. It's amazing that something good still comes out of it.
Well, is it? And just like you said, it's what does a producer do? He remembers that you have to have these fucking guys there. He remembers that Ariana Grande is gonna bring his bodyguard to set to and it's okay, we gotta have somewhere for them to sit. We gotta have
some food for them. Yeah, that's crazy.
You have to have food for them. So you instead of getting 25 burritos, you need 30. Instead of all this stupid shit that has to go into making a movie is just it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind. I used to this. I'm sitting there pushing the buttons. I got the cameras. This is the whole production, but we could be paying a producer. We could be paying a lighting guy. We could be paying a sound guy. We could be paying an editor. No.
And it's just unnecessary.
Yeah. Is it going to be that much better?
No.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We should be paying actors to do this shit. Really.
Well, that too is why I don't understand why more podcast studios haven't come up. I only really know of YMH, who runs 6-7 podcasts right now. And it's that makes every cost less. So his producers and lighting and sound and all that, people who get the guests, now you split that among 7 shows instead of just your one.
Yeah.
So it makes it make more sense to put people on.
Well, if you really add it up, these cameras were $300 a piece. This was $3,000. That was everything is expensive when you add it up. But if I just get a little bit here, a little bit there, and I want to make a podcast,
right?
I can make a podcast. But
you can use the cameras to film your stand-up. You can
right. That's the whole thing I do. I use it for other shit.
So it's multi-purpose.
This thing is a single purpose, though. I don't really use this for anything else. But that was the most expensive part of it. But this really runs the whole podcast. I don't know, audio and video mixers. I don't know if everybody uses them. I know a lot of people just use audio mixers and the camera and they edit it. Yeah, but this makes a big difference. So
for sure,
it saves a lot of time.
Well, especially because you're doing both audio and video. First off, and second off, it gives you more control.
I can put it right on the internet.
Yeah,
from here,
ready to go.
Yeah. It's actually streaming live.
So it's
it's already ready. So that's probably the biggest expense. I don't know if a lot of podcasters have the audio video mixers and have live capability, but man, that's really what makes everything worth it.
Well, and to your point, you don't edit, you don't color correct, you don't any of that. Yeah. That's a huge expense on our films.
Yeah.
It's you're paying 4 guys to sit in a room for hours, putting it all together, and then they send it out to people to watch and tell you what you think, and then you color correct, and then all this shit that takes so much time and money.
But also nobody watches this, so it might be better if we color corrected it.
You think that's what they're that tint's a little off. I don't think that's...
But also, this monitor is lighter than this monitor.
Right. Well, that's the thing, too. It's you don't know... video games used to come with instructions on how to set up your TV.
Exactly. Yeah,
They're like, change the aspect ratio of this, change the shading of this, change X, what, you know.
People just settle for what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then because of that, they changed it to in-game. So, like, they'd be like, all right, move the shader bar over till you can read the logo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, all right, you can read the logo. That's the shade the game's supposed to play in.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like Call of Duty. I always made it lighter so I can see the people in the shadows.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
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 Which they don't want you doing.
Yeah.
They want the jump scares.
Yeah. Anyways, well, this has been fun. What are we? Hour and 15 minutes of this.
Hell
bullshit?
yeah.
What do you think, man?
I'm good. Scott, you've been great.
You ruined another podcast, Scott. And this time you did not even be in here.
We should have Scott and Mumford on. Let's see if we can
Get them right together.
every week we'll put them both on and one of them will show up.
We'll have Scott, Mumford, and Mikey. Put them all,
Mikey.
put them all together on a podcast. Yeah, so we're taking a little hiatus, and then we'll come back. We'll be in a new studio. We'll be new things. Probably a new guest host.
I'm fucking fired. I'm canceled.
If you die in New York,
There's a good chance.
well, if you would have
I got my family and his wife's family there.
So yeah,
So a lot of people that don't like me.
yeah, you might die. And also, yeah, if you would have won funniest person, I might have kept you around a little bit longer.
It'd be more worthwhile. But now I'm just a very unfunny guy sitting
He
in
doesn't
your
do
chair.
comedy anymore.
Yeah, quit.
ATX comedy.
He's a goddamn quitter.
Yeah. Well, you're on the mothership tonight, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll be there.
You got 3 minutes for that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do stuff about BLM. I'm upset that they're taking the stance of like we like people who hit hard. I'm like, all right. Then I'm gonna go over the line, and then you can tell me it was too much.
All right. Yeah. Hit them hard. All right. Well, this is ATX Company Review. I've been ChadO, Zach Leboza, Scott Wharton out here. We out. Peace. Yeah, thanks for coming out and doing it, man.